Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley and today we are kicking off inventory week. Yes, I realize that I am incredibly extra for needing an entire week to talk about all of the makeup that I own. So before you guys comment below, I know, I have a lot, but the way that I like to do my inventory is to literally pull out everything that I own, lay it all out, film it for you, and then talk you through the numbers of what I own this year versus what I owned last year. And that is gonna seem excessive for many people. Again, I realize I have a lot of makeup, more makeup than any one person actually needs, but let's remember, makeup is my happy place and it makes me happy. If I ever get to the point where it doesn't make me happy, then that is a different conversation for a different day. So let's go ahead and hop into all of my base makeup products. Here is my current sunscreen collection, which if you remember last year's inventory, you can see a massive difference here. I know that last year there was a lot of concern as to whether or not I'd be able to work through them all in time before they went bad, and I think I made fantastic strides. Last year I had 16 SPFs, and this year I only have 4. I have 2 minis and 2 full sizes. This one is the newest one into my collection. These are the 2 that I'm currently working on. This lives in my bathroom and this one lives in my office where I do my makeup, and then this is waiting in the wings. So I feel absolutely outstanding about that category. All right, let's go ahead and kick things off with my face primer category. Believe it or not, this has actually gone down a little bit. So this year I have 35 minis and 14 full-size primers for a total of 49. That's actually down from last year where I had a total of 55. So if you've seen my empties, you know that I've actually gone through more primers than what the difference is there. There were a few things that entered into my collection this year. I know for a fact this One Size by Patrick Star came into my collection this year. I know that the Wet n Wild Impossible came into my life this year. This Urban Decay All-Nighter Face Gripping Primer, and probably a couple more that I'm not really remembering. Possibly this Laneige. It's a glowy makeup serum. So I don't remember exactly when I bought it or whether or not I thought it was skincare in my last inventory or not, but I am happy to see that even though new things did come into my collection, that this category overall has come down. And I do have some primers that are already in ongoing project pans, but there are definitely a few more that I would like to target to help continue to bring this number down even further. All right, color correctors is an easy and quick category. I do only have 3. I don't really see a need at the moment for color correctors. So I have this one from the Ulta brand. It's in kind of a lavender shade. I don't really know what to do with it, so I've actually had it for a long time. This is my Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector. This is a full size, and then this is my backup. I purchased that as soon as, like literally, I saw the post on Trend Mood about Becca closing up shop at the end of the year, and I immediately went to Ulta and purchased a backup. So have that for a little while. It now is being sold by Smashbox, so even once I run through both of these, I do have a way of getting more, but I panicked and I purchased. But we do have 3. All right, these are all of my liquid foundations. I honestly considered breaking this into 2 categories because everything that is kind of over here, wait, not this, just kidding. There we go. Everything that is kind of over here, these are all either very light coverage or actually marketed as BB or CC creams. And I have quite a bit of those. I've been really enjoying that finish over the past year. Now this category has definitely gone up. Last year I had 27 liquid foundations.
This year I have 32, and I did use up a couple of minis and a full size, so a lot has come in this year. I know this one came in this year. Pretty sure this one did. I know this one did. I don't really like it. This is new, this is new, this is new. This is new. The Milk Makeup might be new. I know the Catrice is new. So there's a lot that came in. Also, this was, if you saw my Bits and Pieces project pan, this is the weirdest freaking product ever. This is actually a night makeup. Don't understand it, but I know that was not counted in last year's inventory and it is now, but I have a lot that I need to get through before I start trying to buy new foundations. I just really enjoy testing new foundations. I would, however, really like to at least get through some of the older ones that are here in my collection. I know that there's at least one, probably two, that I am going to be decluttering. This is from Winky Lux. I really don't like it, and I'm kind of on the fence on the Juvia's Place one, so something to be handled later on in the year. But yes, my total is 32. I have 24 that are full size and 8 that are minis. All right, additionally, I have a separate category for stick and balm foundations. Last year I had 2. It was the Kevyn Aucoin and the Huda. This year I have 4. I fell into the TikTok craze and I picked up the Good Apple from KVD, and I also found the Milk Makeup when I was at Marshall's or TJ Maxx or something like that. I'll be honest, I don't really know that this is a texture I need in my collection, but at any rate, I have 4. Alrighty, and here we have my concealer collection. And do you guys remember last year when I said, wow, my concealers are in a really good place? I only have 4. You now see 11 in front of you, and I used up 2 full size this year. So yeah, my concealer collection went crazy. And concealer is one of the items that I do use almost every single day. And some of these have been real standouts. For example, this one right here from Pure, this is the Push Up. It is too dark for me, but it has been the perfect mix-in for the foundations that are too light for me. So I am going to definitely work at using through all of these. However, there are a couple that I just don't love. For example, the Juvia's Place, I don't like that one at all. I've gotten a couple of suggestions about how to possibly make it work, so I'm going to give those a try, but overall, I don't really love them. These 3 are all far too light for me, so I use those primarily as mixers and things like that, but it's going to be a slow road trying to get through all of these concealers for sure. Alright, this is my loose powder collection, and I'm going to say it, probably said it last year too, I do not need any more loose powder. Ashley, I will say it again, no new loose powder. So, I have, as far as my full size containers go, I have 8. That is 1 up from last year. This is the one that I brought in that I pulled in during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, and I have to say I really like it, but I should have been using some of these other things instead. And then as far as minis go, there are 12 here. Again, that is up by 1. I know that this came in this year as well. A couple of minis must have come in as well, because I know that I finished up 1 full-size powder and I think it was 2 minis. So I'm not sure what else came into my collection this year, but I am now sitting at 20 versus the 18 that I had the year prior. Alright, and as far as pressed powders go, technically there are more than a few of these that are pressed powder foundations, but I just use them all pretty much the same way, so I group them all together. I don't remember where I put this guy last year. That is a powder duo. There's a matte side and a glowy side. It came in a BoxyCharm about 100 years ago. I counted it in this one because there are 2 in there. I counted it as 2. So my numbers may or may not be off, but we're just going to roll with it. We're just going to roll with it. So there are a total of 17 pressed powders here. That is up by 3 from last year. And I have a feeling that I know which ones are here. So I did use up 1 mini pressed powder, and then this one from NARS came in to take its place, but then this one from Becca came in this year, and these 2 from L'Oreal came in this year as well. This is the Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear. I absolutely fell in love with this and purchased a backup. And then this is from Becca. This is the Light Shifter Finishing Veil. Don't really love it, but I bought it, so I'm going to try to use it. Just as I said with the loose powder, I do not need any more. I do not need any more. I really want to concentrate on getting some of these numbers down, especially some of the older ones. Like these from IT Cosmetics are so old, so old. So I really want to try to focus on getting this number down. Here are all of my setting sprays. I feel like setting sprays are going a little bit out of trend lately, but I still really enjoy them and find them to be one of just the most calming steps in my makeup routine. I really enjoy dousing my whole face in setting spray, fixing spray, whatever we want to call them. So this is a category which has gone down a little bit since last year. So there are a total of 26 facial sprays in my collection. 18 of them are full size and 8 of them are minis. I would really love to see myself go through a few more of these this year. I can't say that it won't grow because I enjoy testing new formulas and such, but I really do want to aim to get through some of them. I have 3 MAC Fix Pluses in the back stock because it is my favorite, I think. So I would like to go through that, maybe at least one of the primer waters. We'll see. That's a lot, but yeah.
All right, there we have all of my base products, and overall, my numbers this year are pretty comparable to my numbers last year. It was very exciting to see some of the categories going down, like huge shout out to SPF, primers going down, sprays going down, things like that. That felt really good. However, I did also have some surprises like concealers. I didn't realize that my concealer numbers had gotten so high. I think I've mentioned before I had planned on doing a sort of battle of drugstore concealers that never ended up happening, so I bought a lot of things for that, and it certainly shows. So I am looking forward to trying to work through some of those in the coming year, especially since a lot of the concealers that I have are not in the correct shade for me. So that means that it's going to take even longer to get through them because I'm going to be using them as things like mixers and such. But it was still exciting because I found some new concealers this past year that I really loved. So it's a trade-off. I don't think that any of these categories are ones that I have any real intention of adding to this year unless there's something just really interesting that comes out. Probably in the foundation category, but I am going to work really hard at trying to get that number down this year and hopefully go into next year with lower numbers. So overall, not as bad as it could have been, but certainly some areas for improvement. So if you have enjoyed this, definitely give it a thumbs up. I appreciate everyone who is joining me on this journey. And next up tomorrow are going to be cheek products. So blush, bronzer, highlight, all that kind of fun stuff. If you have not yet subscribed, I hope that you'll consider doing so. And thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope that you're having an amazing day. And I will see you next time. Bye.